The way this offseason has unfolded, it's got me feeling that mix of hope and frustration only Red Sox fans truly understand. Because on one side, you can see what this front office is trying to build. You can see the vision. You can see the confidence in this roster. But on the other side, there's this one glaring thing we all knew needed to be fixed. And somehow, it still feels like it hasn't been. And what makes it even crazier is that in the same week, we heard the front office finally admit where things didn't go as planned. We also heard something from a new face in this clubhouse that might completely change how we're looking at this lineup. That's what makes this moment so important. This isn't just about numbers. It's about identity. It's about whether this team actually addressed what held them back, or whether we're about to roll into another season hoping things magically click. Something was clearly missing. They went after it. They didn't land it. And now they're betting on something else. The question is, are we buying it? If you're a real Sox fan who lives every single inning like I do, hit that like button real quick. And subscribe to Red Sox Today. This channel is brand new and we're really close right now. We need just 400 more subscribers to hit 1,000. And I've got to tell you, my wife said there's no way I'm reaching 1,000 subscribers as a true Red Sox fan by the end of this month. She said it's not happening. So now, I need you guys. If you believe real Sox fans back each other up, if you want honest, emotional, no-filter Red Sox talk every week, subscribe and let's prove her wrong together. All right, let's get into this. So here's the part that honestly just felt inevitable. The Red Sox finally admitted what all of us have been yelling about since the season ended. They needed more power. Not a little more. Not maybe someone breaks out. Real, middle of the order, change the game with one swing power. And yet, here we are. Let's rewind for a second. This whole thing really started when the team traded away Rafael Devers, their best power bat. That was already a massive gamble for a team that wasn't exactly leading the league in home runs to begin with. You take that kind of bat out of your lineup, you better have a plan. Then Alex Bregman leaves in free agency. And yes, before anyone jumps in, Bregman wasn't some 35-homer monster last year. He hit 18 home runs in 114 games. Solid. Professional. But not exactly the kind of thump that changes the identity of a lineup. And let's be honest, his biggest power years came back in Houston in a park that plays a lot friendlier for right-handed hitters. He hasn't hit over 30 since 2019. So what did the Red Sox do? They replaced Bregman's production from a power standpoint with Wilson Contreras. And if we're being fair, that's probably close to a wash. Not a real step forward. Not the kind of move that screams, "We fixed it." Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Zip's preseason projections dropped this week. And guess what? The Red Sox are the only team in Major League Baseball without a projected 20-home run hitter. The only team. Think about that for a second. In today's game, with the way the ball flies, with the way offenses are built, and we're the only roster without a projected 20-homer bat? That's wild. And what makes it even more ironic is that one of the first goals this front office set after last season was to add more guys who could hit the ball out of the park. That was the mission. That was the public emphasis. But it didn't happen. On Wednesday, Craig Breslow basically acknowledged it. He admitted they pursued big power bats. We're talking about names like Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber, legitimate sluggers, guys who would have immediately changed the perception of this lineup. And it didn't work out. Breslow said, and I'm paraphrasing the tone here, but it wasn't exactly hidden. They tried to bring in Slug. When those opportunities didn't play out, they pivoted to other options. I actually respect the honesty there. He didn't pretend it wasn't a need. He didn't spin it like they weren't trying. But here's the part that makes you pause. He followed that up by saying this is largely the same team that was top 10 offensively in baseball last year, that there are internal improvements coming, that maybe someone hits over 20 home runs. Maybe they don't, but ultimately they just need to win more games. And listen, I get it. Winning is the point. Home run totals don't hang banners, but power changes games. Power shortens innings. Power makes pitchers uncomfortable. Power protects your young hitters. When it was so obvious that this team needed one specific thing, and they didn't make a meaningful enough addition to address it, that's tough to ignore. You can give them credit for other moves. You can like parts of the roster build. But this feels like a stain. It feels like a hole that we're all just hoping someone unexpectedly fills. And hope is not a strategy. Now, here's where things get interesting. Because while we're sitting here questioning whether this lineup has enough thump, there's a new guy in camp who genuinely believes he can bring more of it than people expect. And if he's right, it changes this entire conversation. But there's a lot to unpack there. From his profile, to Fenway, to where he might even play defensively. And trust me, this one isn't as simple as it sounds. Let's talk about this new piece, Caleb Durban. This is the newest trade acquisition, and I'm telling you right now, he sounds like someone who sees an opportunity here, not just to fit in, but to prove something. Durban genuinely believes he can hit for more power now that he's playing 81 home games at Fenway Park. And when Craig Breslow said earlier this week that Durban's swing could really play at Fenway because of his ability to pull the ball in the air, that wasn't random praise. That was intentional. In 2025, Durban had a 20.4% pull air percentage. That matters, especially at Fenway. Especially for a right-handed hitter who can lift the ball to left. And here's what I like. This isn't some guy who's guessing. He's been thinking about this for a while. He literally said he's always hoped he'd get the chance to play a lot of games at Fenway. Why? Because he's had success in parks with Green Monster replicas. He played at High A Greenville. He played at Double A Portland. Both have monster-style left fields. He's comfortable with that visual. He's comfortable pulling the ball in the air there. And that's not nothing. Now, let's talk about the numbers, because this is where it gets real. In 2025, he finished third in National League Rookie of the Year voting. That's legit. And the advanced metrics show why. He was in the 98th percentile in strikeout percentage at 9.9%. That's elite contact ability. 96th percentile in whiff percentage at 13.0%. 95th percentile in squared up percentage at 33.3%. That tells you he makes a ton of contact. He doesn't swing and miss much. He puts the bat on the ball consistently. But, and this is the big but, his expected slugging percentage, barrel percentage, average exit velocity, and hard hit percentage all ranked in the 16th percentile or below. That's the red flag. He hit 11 home runs in 136 games, 506 plate appearances, slugged just .387. For a team that's already lacking projected 20 homer power, adding a guy who slugged under 400 doesn't exactly scream problem solved. He's 5'7", 183 pounds, not physically imposing. He turns 26 on February 22nd. So this isn't a 19-year-old with 10 years to develop. This is someone entering his prime. But here's what I respect. He's not pretending everything's perfect. He said he was pleased with his bat-to-ball skills and his ability to avoid strikeouts. But he openly talked about pushing the envelope on batted balls, exit velocity, bat speed. He called those low-hanging fruit that he can improve. That's confidence. That's awareness. And honestly, that's the type of profile that could surprise people at Fenway if even a small power jump happens. Now defensively, this is another layer. The Red Sox view him as an everyday player. That's important. This isn't a bench piece. But they haven't decided if he's playing second base or third base. Last year, he had 5 defensive runs saved in 1,060 and 2/3 innings at third base. Solid. At second base, in 43 and 1/3 innings, he was at -1 defensive runs saved. Small sample, but still. He said conversations with Breslow and Alex Cora have been super brief so far. They want more in-depth talks to figure out comfort levels. He's played up the middle most of his life. Shortstop in college, mostly second base in the minors, then a full season at third in the big leagues last year. So he's got experience across the infield. And I actually love what he said. He'll play wherever puts the team in the best position to win. That's the kind of mentality you want. But here's the bigger picture. On one side, you have the front office admitting they missed on the big sluggers. Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber. That didn't materialize. On the other side, you're betting on internal growth and a contact-first infielder who believes Fenway can unlock more pull-side power. So, what does this all mean? It means this season is going to tell us everything about this front office's philosophy. Are they building a balanced, contact-heavy lineup that wins with depth? Or are we going to look back in July wishing they had landed one of those big bats? Because if Durban taps into a little more lift, a little more exit velocity, and those pulled fly balls start banging off or clearing the monster, this could look genius. If not, we're going to feel every one of those missed home runs. And when you put News 1 and News 2 together, it feels like this team is at a crossroads. Not reckless, not hopeless, but betting on projection instead of proven thunder. As a fan, I'm cautiously intrigued. I'm not panicking, but I'm watching closely. Because this year, it's going to show us whether this approach works in the American League East. If you made it this far, drop a comment and tell me, are you comfortable betting on internal growth and Fenway magic? Or did we need that one true slugger? Hit like if you enjoyed this breakdown. This channel, Red Sox Today, is brand new, and we're chasing our first 1,000 subscribers. If you're a Sox fan who wants honest opinions, real emotion, and daily conversation about this team, subscribe and be part of it. We ride with this team, always.